We've got a good group of students in here already. If the other classes show up, that's okay. Mario, by the way, if you got to leave to talk to your counselor, you certainly can do that. Don't worry about that. All right, so my name is Steve Soderback. I am the director of the College and Career Center, in case you're unaware of that. And today we are with TJ Crossman, who owns, of course, Crossman Auto Repair. And he's going to talk a little bit about his life, how he got into auto mechanics, what he did to train, and then he's going to talk to you a little bit about what it's like to run your own small business, since that's one of the big upsides to gaining a trade is you make it into a business for yourself as well. So TJ, if you'd like, maybe you give him a little bit about your background first, and we can just take questions as we go. Member students, you can always add that into the chat if you have a question.
What's up, Vista High School? Hey, TJ Crossman here from TJ Crossman's Auto Repair, and I have the lovely assistant, Miss Harley. I brought Harley in because I think that the field of automotive repair is changing. That it's just not the standard, typical, stereotypical grease monkey anymore. That it's for anyone and everyone, and more so, it's becoming more into electronics and computers than it is, you know, the auto repair as we knew it in the yesteryears. You know, I've actually spoke here before, not via video, but in person in your gymnasium. So if I spoke to you before, then welcome back, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed last time. If not, I hope if today's your first day to hear me speak or say something, I hope I can say something that can stick with you for the rest of your life, and you can at least get one good thing out of it. If you have any questions, I got the chat pulled up right now, and just fire away, and I'll answer anything I can for you. I'm more of a, I don't want to say community/personality type of guy than I am all about, hey, we need to get these brakes done. Hey, we need to get these tune-ups done and stuff like that. The cars are the easy part of the business. And really it's about numbers, management, and taking care of the customer. Because if you don't take care of your customers, you don't have a business, you know, and no matter what you do. A lot of businesses are very similar in how they're run with their policies, procedures, and you know, gross profit and net profit, and you know, cost of doing business. And that's really the nuts and bolts. And once you know what your why or what your bottom line is, it's a lot easier to plan on it from there. But you know, first and foremost, you need to start with a dream or start with a goal. And I believe you need to take that goal and write that goal down, and then you need to reverse engineer that and get into how to make a business plan, if you will, and how you're going to accomplish your goal. You know, going out and getting a job, that's great, and it has a lot of stability in it. Actually, owning your own business it opens up a whole nother world for you. It opens up a lot of freedoms. It opens up a lot of different avenues. You can make more money. You can lose more money. There's a lot of responsibility that comes along with it. Like, not only myself do I have to take care of, I'm actually a single dad. So if you're a single dad or a single mother, or you live with those, you know, you don't have to be just that, you know. You can go out and you can do anything you want as long as you set your mind and you know, and you work towards that goal. I'm a very energetic, motivated type person, and you know, I like breaking down barriers and stereotypes and stuff like that. And Harley here, she's pretty awesome too. She's very creative, and she likes to knock it out of the park. She likes to take the goals that I set, and she likes to destroy them and crush them. And then we're just watching the business grow over and over. And we've actually grown. We've doubled in business in the last 2 to 3 years. So the amount of sales, say like we were doing $500,000 in sales 2 years ago. Now we're doing well over $1 million in sales. And what that's from goals and assembling an awesome team and having the team work together in unison, and everybody knowing and doing their own individual jobs so that we can come together as a team. And as a matter of fact, I like to use the word family because I believe a family is more tight knit than a team. And I just got back from a class in Pahrump, Nevada. And I was talking to one of the guys I work with here, and he goes, "Hey man, you know what really stinks when you're gone?" I'm like, "Yeah, why is that?" And he goes, "I missed you." I'm like, "Dude, that's pretty awesome." And then we just like hugged it out right there and then. And you know, we're just two buddies that work together, but we have that kind of relationship at our place here. And that to me is what really matters more than dollars and cents. Because if you have everybody doing the right thing and everybody keeps treating the customer right and takes care of the customers, takes care of the community, then you know, all the pieces to the puzzle just fit together without having to force it. And with that gives you, you know, a fluent running business. Would you like to tell them what you do, how you do it, what you do on a regular basis, daily basis, or how things work?
Just give us an overview of what your role is there at the business and what you do every day.
So I am technically the parts manager. So it's my job as we're working throughout the day. The guys recommend brakes for a vehicle. And then the ticket comes to me to buy the brakes. And what I need to do is find the best quality parts for the lowest price. That way we can make sure that we're staying in the customer's budget and within our working budget as well. That is my primary role, but then I do pretty much everything but turn wrenches around here. I gotta make sure we get the rent paid on time, that all of our supplies are stocked, that the guys eat so that they don't go crazy. Taking care of the customers, answering the phones, just pretty much anything I can get my hands on here, I want to and will eventually touch. So keeping the business flowing is my primary job. And honestly, it is the most fun job I've ever had because I don't sit behind a computer. I do one thing, it's never repetitive. And I get to make relationships not only with our customers, but our community, because we house visiting outreach here. A lot of the volunteers in the community. I get to make friends with guys, distributors, and we do our car giveaways. I get to be creative and make these online ads that will run on Google or on Facebook. Though I am the parts manager, my roles are just exponential, and pretty much anything that I want to do that will help the business, I have the freedom to do. It's incredible.
And what about what's your new position title, whatever gonna be that's coming up pretty soon, and why, and how did you get there?
Okay, so I started as a parts manager. Last year we lost a team member, and so I stepped up as a service writer. And the service writer is the primary front counter person who writes up the orders, right? When you come to me and you say, I think I need brakes, well, then it's my job to figure out, how do I write this up so that the guys know exactly what to look at the vehicle to address your primary concern? And then from there, how do I structure your work order to sell you the things that you need on your vehicle without adding unnecessary bits and baubles? So I stepped into that role for a little bit, and then we hired my partner, Chief, and he does that job currently. And I've spent the last few months just shadowing him and learning like crazy. He has so much knowledge. So
And what, 30, 40 years experience?
yes, and he's turned wrenches. He's done the service writer position. He's done it all.
He's been a
So
business owner.
and he's been a business owner. I have just been his little duckling, shadowing him throughout these last few months. And now
I'm going to interrupt real quick. She's been more than a little duckling. The gentleman she's talking about, his name is Chief, and Chief and Harley are not individuals. They are one together, and these two are just absolutely amazing together. You watch them work, and they just take care of the place. Like I said, I just went away on a 4-day trip, and there wasn't one hiccup that went wrong that I had to come back and address. And they just take care of everything together as a team, as one unit. And it's just absolutely amazing to watch that and to have that. But now tell them what's going on.
So Chief is getting set to retire. So I will be stepping up into his position, and now will be the service writer and the manager of the shop. So I feel like I run the shop, but it's going to bring on a whole new set of responsibilities that I am just so excited to have finally gotten to this place. I worked really hard and been in the industry for a long time now, and it feels really good to just put in the hard work and now see it all come to fruition here.
And I think it's good to show the students too that there's a lot of different positions just besides being a mechanic.
Yes.
TJ, what do you think if I'm going to ask a student, if they ask me, hey, is there a is there still a good future in the industry? I mean, what would you tell them?
I would say absolutely. The sky's the limit. We do have a guy here that's making almost $100,000 a year. That's being a mechanic, and all that's due to efficiency and working smart, not hard. The way that new cars are coming is you need to know more of the computer and the electronic side of things. And if you can master that, then you can really make, up to $40, $50 an hour, especially at a dealership. It's really the sky's the limit. And especially with COVID and the demand, because the last generation, they didn't really apply themselves to want to get into the automotive industry. So now technicians are harder to come by, if you will. As an owner, you need to be very strategic in your searches for technicians, because everybody's looking. What makes you the best option for them, and why would they want to come to you? So then you have to give benefits, maximum amount of pay, freedoms. Is it 4-day work weeks? Is it, the money? Is it the weekends off? Is it, all, really to what you want out of it? And, if you get the credentials like ASE testing and, go to school and really learn your job, and you learn it efficiently and invest in yourself and invest in your future by buying tools and stuff like that. It's definitely not a cheap profession to get into, but it could be a lucrative one. And then you start earning, you start your own business. California's a little bit tougher, a part of a networking group. And a lot of people make 20 to 30% of what they sell, of their gross sales. So say like you're doing $1 million a year in sales, you're making anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 a year. Now, I did have a buddy in Alaska, and he showed me his P&L from last October, and he made almost $100,000 in October, and that's in Alaska. So, Alaska is a little bit more rural than it is here, and the population is definitely not the same.
So, to kind of go back in time a little bit, maybe you can outline for the students how you went from being a mechanic to being an owner. I mean, what was it like trying to start your own business? I mean, that's the one, that's the mystery part for a lot of students. You're like, they can figure out to go to UTI or Palomar and then get some certificates, and maybe work for a dealership or for another shop. Well, what does it take to set up your own thing?
It takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and I know that's a generic answer, but I'm going to break it down like this. In 2006, my wife had a heart attack with my daughter while she was 2 months pregnant. I'm going to be honest, I used to drink a lot back then, and now I'm 13 years sober. So I had a grandiose idea one night when I'm sitting there pondering life and all its things, because that's what people like me did. And I was like, hey, I'm going to open my own business because it's going to make me rich. It's going to give me time to be with my wife that just had a heart attack and she's pregnant, so she needs me. I'm going to golf, and I'm going to have all this time off. So what I did is I borrowed a trailer from a friend of mine, and I set this trailer up, and I put all my tools in it, and I had it set up really nice, really efficient. And I started advertising on Craigslist to be a mobile mechanic. And I went and did that for 3 years. I fixed cars in people's driveways and people's businesses. It's taken me a lot of weird places. So, and it's very tough, extenuating work, because, every time you have to drive to the customer, you had to inspect their vehicle, and then you had to go out and get parts, and then, you're working out in the elements. And then I was able to expand into, instead of a trailer, I was able to buy a 1985 Ford F-250, and that was my new work truck. And it wasn't really a gem either. I didn't know what I didn't know. Okay. I didn't know the cost of what I didn't know how to break down the cost of what it cost me a month to survive. I didn't know why I was supposed to charge the prices I was supposed to charge. I didn't know anything. I didn't know about taxes. I didn't know about percentages of cost of parts, cost of goods sold, cost of labor, and all the stuff that's on a profit and loss statement, which is a P&L, if you hear me refer to that. And I didn't know the nuts and bolts of what really did it. I was just a good mechanic, and I was like, I can just buy a part, I can mark it up a little bit, and I can charge labor to put this on, and I'm going to be rich. I'm going to golf. I'm going to have lots of time to waste, and I'm going to be with my wife. And it's really been, that all started in 2006. And I'm really going to say it's really only started coming together for me since about 2017. I was with a coaching company based out of Los Angeles, and they helped me understand a lot. And I just definitely have no regrets, but I kind of maxed out with them and getting what knowledge I could. And with a coaching company, what it is it's kind of like a school, and they teach you how to do, kind of like you guys are all going to high school. And this coaching company, taught me what a profit and loss statement was, how to figure out how much it cost you a month to survive, and how much you needed to charge, and how to do marketing. And then I plateaued out, and then I joined this other company, and that's when we doubled in size. So I went from that towing around a trailer with a 20-year-old vehicle to now we have a 7-bay shop, 2 suites. We're probably one of the top 3 biggest shops in Vista. We've won several awards in our community. We won Small Business of the Year. We won Small Business of the 76th State Assembly District. We won the Channel 10 Leadership Award, and a few other acknowledgments as well. And that's from giving back to the community and doing the right thing, and treating people how they need to be treated. And that's all part of it, and it all works together in one big giant puzzle. And if you charge the right price, treat people right, pay your taxes, pay your bills, then what that'll do is that'll afford you the freedom to be able to put money in the bank and have financial security and be able to have the life that you really want to have, that you dream about. But you need to plan it and figure out how to do it properly, and go from there.
Yeah, and I've started several businesses as well that I've run over the years. Some of it I later on gained a lot more knowledge, but the first ones I had a similar type of thing in that we were flying by the seat of our pants and didn't know what we were doing and had to figure out as we go. And I'll tell you, a little background knowledge goes a long way.
It does.
In that, but I wanted to make sure the students understood that there is a whole different level there besides, oh, I'm just going to get some skills to go out and get a job. There's it's a lot of work, but there's also a lot more money to be made by actually owning your own business. So if you're thinking about being a mechanic or getting in the automotive business, remember there's another step beyond that, right? There is owning your own shop and things like that besides being part of a dealer.
Let me throw this at you. Like I said, I'm part of a coaching company. The one guy that I told you made $100,000 in Alaska, he opened up a second shop in Alaska. Okay, this is about 6 months ago. He opened up another shop. He got both shops self-sustained, running effortlessly without him having to be there. So what did he do is he went and rented a fully furnished apartment in Arizona. So he's sitting in Arizona and he really wanted to be a race car driver. And this kid is only 32 years old, something like that, tops, okay, which is a lot closer to you guys than I am. So he's sitting in Arizona racing his car, and then he's like gets bored and he gets wind of this other vacancy of an empty auto repair shop. He's like, well, I'm going to start another auto repair shop. So the guy's 32 years old, owns 33 auto repair shops, and he's making almost $1 million a year or something like that. Now, in the same breath, I am, like I mentioned, that coaching company I'm with, there's about 500 members in this coaching company. And there are probably a dozen people or so under 35 years old that have $1 million cash in the bank from doing the right thing and running their business effectively. So you can do it if you put your mind to it, but you have to make a plan, you have to make a goal, and it's not going to be easy, but it's going to take a lot of work. And then when your friends have the job and they're 50 years old and you're saying, hey, you want to go to Hawaii? They're like, nah, I can't get the time off, I got to work. Or, hey, my hot water heater went out, I have to go to work so that I can afford to fix it. And what you did is you built yourself, like I said, financial stability, and you earned yourself the freedom, or you bought yourself the freedom to go do whatever you want, whenever you want, and still have enough money in the bank to take care of your daily needs or monthly needs or whatever needs you might have. Or if your parents, something, God forbid, something happens to your parents and they can't afford to do whatever they need to do, that emergency popped up, you can afford to help them out as well.
Ms. Campbell, do you have some questions here? Do your students have some questions for TJ or Harley?
I'm sure they do. Hi, TJ. It's good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Hey, Harley.
Hey.
So I guess one of my questions would be, I have a lot of questions. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Fire away.
He's
Let
sorting
it fly.
through.
What's been the highlight of this business, or how did you get over the fear of starting a business?
How did I get over the fear?
I'm assuming there was fear, but that's only because I'm thinking about
That's
it
an
in my
awesome
life.
question. And actually, I'm trying to convince my sister the same thing, because my sister is on the East Coast, and she's the one of sound mind that if she just goes to work, she's going to be okay, and that she's going to get the benefits and she's going to get the paycheck every single solitary week. Okay, now I admire her because she seems to have her act together. She admires me because I don't listen to the normal, and I do whatever I can do to help. Because not only am I trying to support myself, but I have 6 other families here that depend on me to do the right thing as well. It was very fearful when it first started, and then especially when I went from my trailer to the truck, and oh no, or I get my first rented spot. It was very scary. And what you have to do is you have to trust and have faith. And I don't know if this is legal or not, but I believe in God, and faith has helped me through a lot of this. And I'm learning more and more and more and more, because I grew up, I had my issues, like, maybe call me an angry kid or whatever, but, I was always, kind of loose cannon. Didn't get into drugs or anything like that. My drinking was later on down the road. But, I did have a lot of fear, and I got sideways here. I'm sorry, squirrel. So it's really scary at the beginning because you're going into the unknown. But here's the cure for that, and here's what I believe, and this is the best thing in the world. Okay? Change is scary. Okay? But if you're not changing, you're not growing. So if you really want the better life and the better future, you're going to need to change from where you are right now. So that means you're going to have to do a lot of growth, and you're going to have to do a lot of change, and things just aren't going to be the same that they were a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, or a year ago. So if you really, no matter what you want to do, whether you want to be a business owner or whatever, whatever your goals and aspirations are, you need to change them or chase them. And it's going to be a constant change and a constant battle of growth in order to accomplish your goals. So there is a constant thing. And what I need to remember is that every time I get scared or fearful, that I'm growing and I'm learning a new something that's going to benefit my life. Because wherever I end up in life, my ceiling is my daughter's basement. So wherever I leave off, my ceiling's here. Okay? I'm a millionaire. I have everything I want, need. I have friends. I got, toys or whatever to enjoy myself with. Well, when my daughter goes to take over, she's going to start from here. In her life, she's going to be able to grow to the next thing. And then wherever her ceiling is going to be her kid's basement. And it's going to be that much better. So, change is scary, but if you're not changing, you're not growing. So
I like that. Thank you. That's really, I like the basement ceiling analogy too.
Yeah, I mean, that's in everything. Some people say, "Oh, it must be nice. Oh, we got a boat. Oh, we got a motorcycle. It must be nice." Well, it is nice that I have it and I earned that stuff. But I'm also the same guy that didn't get a paycheck for 10 years. Because I was taking care of the customers, the employees, and making sure that everything else is running well. And you can start up a business if you have the right capital and the right business plan and the right help. You can make money immediately. I don't recommend doing it the way that I did it. Somebody in here wrote up what kind of education you need to get into the industry. I got 2 weeks to graduation in high school. I went to a trade school for carpentry. We had 2 weeks of shop, 2 weeks of academics. I went to school in Massachusetts. And 2 weeks to graduation, they called me down to the office and said, "Hey, you failed English and science." I said, "Cool, I got a trade. Can I go home?" And then before all my friends walked across the stage to go to graduation, I had done a relocation to Vista, and that's all I got. I mean, really, 11th grade is the last I completed. I've done some courses, I've done some classes. I think Harley has some colleges, don't you?
I have some. When I graduated high school, I immediately started working. My family needed me to work, so I went into the workforce immediately. And throughout the years, I bounced back and forth and done college credits here and there. But for the most part, my education is just real world experience. And luckily in this industry, that's really all I needed, was just some street smarts and the hustle, and it worked.
But I'm not saying rely on that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a mechanic, where would you recommend they go? Somewhere like Universal Technical Institute?
Well, Mr.
Palomar?
McCreary has a good.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
program going on
beyond
there.
that, I mean, that's a good foundation.
Yeah.
I mean,
UTI is good. They do have a lot of trade schools for colleges. Those are very good. What I would recommend would really be the best is to find a good solid shop that's willing to train you and bring you into real world and go from there. Because we see a lot of students that go in and they can pass a test, but they can't fix a car. And that becomes a real problem. So I do know that quite a few shops are now starting a apprenticeship program. And if you could get a combination of the both, get some classes and an apprenticeship, that would really be the key. But as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're being the best you and putting in 110% effort, you will most likely be fine. But don't think just because you got you went to UTI or something else like that, it's a lot more than getting good grades on a report card.
yeah, most of everybody I talk to now says you got to have an internship or an apprenticeship to really make it count and to get into any of the industries out there.
Absolutely. And another thing, let me add to that. Any shop that's willing to have an apprentice program, it costs them a lot of money to be able to take the time and energy to train somebody. So it's not that they're getting cheap or free help. It's that they're trying to invest into their future as well as your future. So you both have the investment in it together and you can grow together and then be a master technician or be a manager or be a shop foreman or, do what Harley does or whatever aspect of the business. So, if you do get an apprenticeship or something, count your blessings and, really put into it and don't think that, they're just here to get cheap help. No, they're trying to invest and it costs them a lot of money to do it because, things are a lot slower trying to train somebody.
Do we have any other questions out there today? Besides me yammering on. Going once,
Come on, somebody's going to have something.
going twice. Ms. Campbell, do you have anything else? We are going to run out of time here pretty quick, which is.
All right, well, she said she had a bunch of questions.
I was gonna ask, did you tell them about giving the car away? How you do a car giveaway?
We didn't get real deep into that, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag right now. We are probably going to do, depending on what happens at the Strawberry Festival, we are probably going to do some sort of a car giveaway for a Vista school student.
Ooh.
So what we're thinking about probably whenever the Strawberry Festival comes around, the Memorial Weekend, so I think it's like 2 or 3 months away, something like that. And we're going to be looking for a deserving student.
Wow.
And we're going to do the criteria off of that. Why do they deserve a car? Why do they need a car? And how is this car going to change their life? So we will be looking for a deserving student, and you can define deserving any way, shape, or form that you need or you desire. And we'll be asking for applications and nominations.
Make sure to send me the information so I can get it out to the kids.
I will definitely do that. I will probably have an answer on that by the end of the week.
Okay.
So it's going to be a used car. It's not going to be a new car, but yeah, we've done this several times in the past, and a couple of Vista high school students have won.
Mhm.
I know one of them was from Vista High, and the other one was from Mission Vista, I think. But that was opened up to all of San Diego County. But those two gentlemen won, and I think we're going to do one just for the Vista students that are showing diligence and hard work through COVID and everything else, and see if we can't bless somebody with a free car.
We have one more question before we go, and the question is, do you still have your Ford F-150?
I do not. What I did is I did get a new one though the other day, like 2 weeks ago. I tried to help out a buddy of mine, and I kind of sold it to him afterwards, and he never fully paid me for it, and it got impounded, and it was gone. But to be honest with you, I was happy to see that thing gone. Really, it was an upgrade from what I had, and it was awesome at the time I had it. But you know, I got from that, and then I jumped up to a 2000 Chevy utility truck, and then I shared a spot. I've grown and expanded probably about 5 to 7 times throughout this whole big journey, and we're actually thinking about doing it again, and probably opening up and getting another 4 or 5 bays in here too. So.
Excellent. All right, TJ, I'm out of time. I got to go ahead to our next session, but thanks for spending the afternoon here with us.
Thank you.
And, yeah, and we'll definitely be in contact with me about the giveaway, and I'll make sure all the students do their best to impress you.
Okay.
And then hopefully next year we can have you back on campus.
Awesome. I'm just going to throw this out here. If anybody has any questions that they're afraid to say out here, feel free to look up TJ Crossman's Auto online, and just give me a call here at the shop, or call Harley. Either one of us will do anything we can for you. We want you guys to succeed. We want you guys to grow. We want you guys to learn. We want you to have what we have. So if there's anything we can do to help you accomplish that, by all means, let us know, and we'll do whatever we can.
And if you're a freshman, remember, you can sign up and take courses with Tim McCreary in auto technology and have those first steps going as well.
He has, let me throw this out there. He has a state-of-the-art shop. You know, it's not just, hey, let's, you know, turn lug nuts and this and that. He has a lot of technology in there, and he's a great teacher and a great guy. And that is an awesome, awesome, awesome place to start out and to get your feet wet and to see if it's something you want to pursue. And, you know, that's just one aspect of it. But, you know, the management, the fixing, the numbers, the percentages, and all that other stuff is the other side of it as well. So.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate everybody's time here. Thanks for bringing your kids along. Ms. Campbell, thanks for all of the students who signed up for this, and we will see you soon.
Thank you. Good luck, everybody.